Well, you cannot execute her. I mean, she's cool, not gonna lie, but... Yeah, good point, Ren. God damn it, Ellie, go away. That's bad. That's very bad. Oh, I didn't realize that. It makes, like, the only logical sense out of this. He's, like, not worrying about him at all. He's like, yeah, I can deal with him. Where are you taking her? What's happening? Hello and welcome, PocketWatch here, and it seems it's about time for another episode of the irae. So yeah, let's just go to the episode, because last episode ended up in pretty good place where we have wounded Sakurai from basically protecting us from Kane for some reason, and she seems to care about Kane actually. So I wonder, like, what's happening? So yeah, let's just go to the episode and let's see what's going to happen, because I expect some kind of like longer backstory, and maybe we will get some new ally. Maybe Sakurai will actually join us and go against Heldrich, but I don't know how that would be possible, because she have something implanted inside of her by Rusauka, so I don't think like it's possible for her to like betray Heldrich or anything. So yeah, anyway, let's just go to the episode and let's see what's going to happen. So leave up a like if you like the episode, dislike if you dislike it, subscribe if you're not subscribed, check my Discord and stuff like that, and yeah, let's just go. A moment later, my sight returned, revealing that Sister Liz and Kane were nowhere to be found. In addition, all the splattered blood, chunks of meat, and mountains of corpses had vanished without a trace. Vanished without a trace, huh? That sounds like Rusauka. It was just like that night, the way Rusauka erased the mutilated body without a trace. At night I met her, Wilhelm and Sakurai. Wait, if that... Okay, it's either like Rusauka is here, actually, or each of them can do that. It's like generic ability that everyone can do. In other words. Oh, so... Oh, I thought like they're like eating just souls. But I guess like devouring soul means like devouring body as well. So she ate all the souls that were here, so that's why they disappeared. So this is like basically general ability that everyone has from them. Okay. So that's how it works. Now that's more clear. Okay. He lived through that explosion? Yep. I love it, like she's like doing a face like she don't care about it. Honjo, she survived as well. Yeah, pretty much. So my chair is once again freaking in a mess. I couldn't stand right now, but my injuries weren't life-threatening. I couldn't stand right now, but my injuries weren't life-threatening. I don't know how these two got away, but other than being covered in dust from head to toe, they didn't have to be wounded. But then I remember something. Huh? Yeah, that surprised him. Okay. Yeah. I was about to tell him that he should have given me a heads up or show a bit of more concern, but I stopped myself. Anything I told him would have gone in one ear and out the other. Anyway. Guys, we have bleeding Sakurai on the ground. What you gonna do with her? Is she even conscious? I leaned against the wall and somehow managed to stand up as anger welled within me. The crowds of people here just a while ago were all gone, leaving no one but me and these guys. Some probably got away, but everyone who saw what happened had been wiped out. I couldn't help but feel bitter at the end. At that. Sorry.
つまんないこと考えちゃダメよ。あちらさんはこの場所に用があったわけだから。あたしらやレン君が言う。
Pretty much. Then if you would say that this is your fault, then I swear, god damn it.
ま、後悔しても仕方ねえしな。
Pretty much, yep.
ほんとよく言うよね、ハンタって。
Yes, he is. That's why we love him. Shiro and Honjo said that as if they could tell what I've been feeling. They might have been right, but they couldn't just simply write off the whole thing.
とにかく、こういう時は悪者の退治に意識を向けるのが前向きな姿勢ってやつでしょ?
Honjo pointed her finger and looked at me. I was hoping it was my imagination, but it looked like I couldn't laugh this off.
これ、どうするよ?
Yeah, pretty much. It went without saying that she was pointing at Sakurai, still unconscious on the floor. Okay, so she's actually unconscious. I was like wondering for a second, like, why she's like not speaking anything. So she's actually unconscious, okay. That was indeed the problem. Big in fact. Well, you cannot execute her. It's not your thing, and I don't believe that you will just like go and chop off her head like that. That's not gonna happen. I felt like we've been left with a rabid dog or something. Yeah, I could expect that what Shiro would say and suggest. Yeah. Well, chop off the head with the special weapon. I instinctively rebutted that turbulent statement, but I could see where Shiro was coming from. I mean, like, they die as every other human, if you think about this. They're just like much sturdier than normal human, but if you shot their heart, shot their brain or something, then they will die. It's not like they're immortal or like have like different organs than humans. You just destroy internal organs and die. You just like need enormous force to do that. I had to keep fighting those monsters from now on. I had Mary as a means to do that, but those two had no way of beating them. However... Yeah, pretty much. I don't want to do or see the kind of stuff Rusauka got off to. We still didn't saw Rusauka torturing anyone, actually. Shiro let out an exasperated sneer as he saw my reaction. These guys were idiots. They seriously went back to their normal selves right after the bloodshed ended. Yeah, it's like everyone's dead and they're just like casually looking and talking with each other. Great. They like it's like every day for them. Anyway, trying to go along with them was a waste of time. I had to think about how to deal with the situation. Call it naive, but killing someone wounded and defenseless was too low for me. And seeing how I couldn't bring myself to do that, I had only one option available. After all, there was still much we didn't know. Yeah, we need information. What? Yeah, I'm with Ren, what the fuck? What's up with those mocking looks they're giving me? Is that really how it sounded to you? Are you serious? I mean, she's cool, not gonna lie, but... Come on, she's the enemy, right? And we need information. I really wish she would just shut up and leave me alone. Which was exactly why I couldn't deal with her. She didn't seem like the type I could get along with. I knew this words were illogical and not so much of an explanation, but that was what I said. Shiro waved at his hands, with his hands as if to say, yeah, I get it.
まあ、お前が得意な相手なんてバカスミくらいしかいねえしな。
Okay.
オーケー。俺は別に構わんよ。シャレでからかっただけだ。そう怒んな。てなわけで、おいエリー。
ああ、はいはい。わかってるよ。
Anjo gave a sluggish reply before sitting next to Sakurai. Personality aside, she was still the daughter of doctors, and probably had at least basic knowledge on the first aid treatment.
悪いけど、明かせる。
But the lights in the hall went out just as I said that, wrapping the place in darkness. Well, shit, she's going to escape, isn't she? What's happening? After a beat, Shiro light up the surrounding with the flame of his lighter.
なんだ？停電かよ。
さっきの戦闘で電気系統の
Well, most likely. That's possible.
おい、大丈夫なのか？
Yeah, good point, Ren.
まあ大丈夫だと思うけど、詳しいことは調べてみないとわかんないね。そんなことより、とりあえずこの子の治療をする方が優先だと思うけど。
She was right. There was no way to treat Sakurai properly in complete darkness.
まずは場所を変えよっか。あんたたち、この子を運びな。
Yeah, the problem is that she may have like broken ribs, some internal bleeding and stuff like that, so moving her around is not the perfect way of handling wounded person like that. Shiro and I followed Honjo's orders and carried Sakurai to the VIP room.
これでいいかな。
Okay. So they were like waiting outside, makes sense. Because like she was like nude probably at this point. Treating her like Sakurai. Once we got permission, Shiro and I left the hallway. We've been waiting and entered the VIP room. Honjo beckoned us over to the sofa where Sakurai was sleeping. I came forward, taking a closer look at her. She was wrapped in bandages and covered by the blanket.
もう大丈夫なのか？
まあ、とりあえずはね。
Okay.
なんか問題あんのかよ。
怪我はもう大丈夫だと思う。びっくりするほど早く塞がってるから。ただ、出血がひどくて、体が冷え切っちゃってる。
Well, bring more blankets, I guess. You clearly have like a blanket. Or put some clothes on her, on the top. Like, you have like a lot of opportunities to like warm her up. That's like no problem.
つうか、お前が温めてやりゃいいんじゃねえ。
はあ？
Yeah, really? This really wasn't the time for the jokes. You can just like, use just like bunch of blankets. Come on.
ああ、それいいね。レン君、一緒に寝て温めてあげてよ。
Yeah, sure. The hell?
こういうのは言い出しっぺがやるもんだろ。こいつを捕虜にしようって言ったのはお前だし、それにこの女が目覚めて暴れたりした時に止められんのはお前だけだろうが。
私は電気系統の復旧もしないといけないし、レン君だってシローに任せるより自分でやった方が安心するんじゃないの？
Okay. Good point taken. We're definitely enjoying this. I was starting to feel a headache descend upon me.
本当なのか？
What if we have Mari heating her up? We could just put Mari under the blankets there.
何が？
That would work.
その血が足らないとか体温とかそういう。
ええ、低体温症を起こしかけてる。このまま外気に体温吸われてたら。
More blankets.
投資。
Honjo didn't seem to be lying, but could Sakurai really just freeze to death like that? Even with all the steps she found out, the physical limits of those bastards remained complete mystery to us. Still, it would have been more a thing to bother me at nights if I overestimated Sakurai and accidentally let her die on my watch. Now that I decided to save her, I seriously regretted the fact I lack the resolve to be able to just let her die without batting an eye. Jesus Christ.
分かったよ。
Yeah, I was too self for my own good. God damn it, I couldn't believe these guys were just playing games when people's lives were on the line. Well, they don't give a fuck about anything.
んじゃ決まりだ。なーに、安心しろって。俺らは邪魔にならねえように。
Sure, it's not like I'm going to do anything to her. Like, come on, she's unconscious and wounded. We're just going to warm her up.
そうだね。
Nothing weird.
それじゃあレン君、あとは任せたよ。ちゃんと裸になって温めてあげなきゃダメだよ。
The two of them poked fun of me to the point of anger as I left the room. But right before she shut the door, Honjo turned, as if she'd remember something important.
一応、相手は病人なんだから、あんまり激しくしちゃダメだよ。
God damn it, Ellie, go away! She could just take her juvenile advice and shove it. Yeah. I thought about yelling that, but Honjo had already shut the door.
マジでやるしかないのか。
Questioning the importance of getting forcefully naked, I initially figured I would only take my shirt off, but Sakura herself was almost completely undressed, so that would have made no sense on my part. Damn it, if she woke up in the middle of this, she would kill me for sure. Yeah, I wasn't really against fighting Sakurai, but I still felt hesitant. Why did this sort of thing had happened to her? I mean, if she wakes up, she can just like use her sword to like flame everything and just warm herself, like no problem. She probably can like warm herself also by her own if she just like regain a bit of consciousness. I laid Sakurai on my knees and wrapped the blankets around us as I prayed for both of our sakes. As I did my best to not look at things I had no business looking at, I kept telling myself that there was no other solution to this messed up situation and waiting for morning to come. Or at least I endeavored to do the best I could.
まったく、何の因果で。
Pretty much. How did they get from that hellish bloodbath to this ridiculous situation? In fact, why didn't Sister Lisa take Sakurai with her to begin with? Yeah, that's my question. It sounded like she don't want Sakurai to be involved in this whole mess. It seems like Lisa is caring about Kei and don't want her to be involved in the whole situation. Huh. What's the agenda here? The reason I decided to help her was largely because the words of Sister Lisa left me with before she vanished had really struck with me. She asked me to take care of Leon, but did she kinda forget the part where we were trying to kill each other? It would have been much easier if she just told me to spare her and kill her. I was having a hard time turning down the request when she asked in that voice of hers. Maybe she was counting on my naive side, and while it was true, it might have been a factor. Maybe there was more to it than that. In other words, I didn't think she was being cunning, or that she had darker intentions. To be frank, she probably trusted me. Considering where we both stood, I doubt it was something I feel honored by, nor something I was meant to live up to, but yeah, damn it. This was all such a pain in the ass.
大体根は悪い子じゃないとか言われてもな。
Yeah, but still. I went down Sakurai's face as I grumbled. Well, from this angle I could definitely see her as the another girl of the Kasumi's age. Yeah, I guess so. Come to think of it, several people, herself included, told me that we were the same age, didn't they? Not the same age. She's like slightly older, if I remember correctly. Longinus trees in Orden remains of the Nazis, whether or not it was true, and whether Rusauka really had lived 10 times longer than us or not. Even that was the more than exaggeration. Those bastards had to be over 8 years or old at least. From our point of view, that would make them old enough to be the same age as our great-grandparents. So why was it that they didn't mind having such a kid in the ranks, and the Japanese wanted that? That's actually a good point. Why would Sakurai replace Valkyria? Huh. I mean that Japan and Germany were allied back in the World War II, so maybe there was some sort of connection back then. But regardless, Sakurai will stick out like a sore thumb among them. In fact, it didn't look like Wilhelm accepted her as the comrade at all. No, it felt like he had a real grudge against her. Like, he was embarrassed by the whole matter. So why did Sakurai enroll in the organization she clearly couldn't be comfortable working with? I would simply vote her as an obstacle. Viewed her as an obstacle that had to be taken out up to this point. But now that I thought about all of this, she could be in some sort of sticky situation. That said, by no means was that a sign I could let my guard down around her or hold back. Yeah, this is something that's involving Kane. It seems like something happened to Kane. Who's Kane? It seems to be trickier than I thought. Much like Honjo had said, Sakurai really was freezing. On top of that, she was just too delicate and fragile. Thanks to her current bewildered impression of vulnerability, the image I'd had of her up to this point, in other words, one of stone-hatred bitch, was loudly crumbling apart. Okay. Well, straight forward telling what you thought about her. I found myself starting to honestly wanting to help her. Jeez, I couldn't blame Shiro and Honjo for making fun of me. I really was naive, damn us, being controlled by the tribal emotions. I knew just how dangerous she was, but... Oh, she's waking up. Okay. Also, it seems like there's like very high possibility that Kei will actually work with us. But on the other hand, this is terrible idea because she has stuff implanted inside of her by Rusauka. That's bad. That's very bad. Sakura let out a low groan. She shivered slightly and began muttering in delirium. Forgive me, huh? Forgive me for what? What did you do to Kane? Or to Ren? I'm not sure about which one you're talking about, but I assume Kane. She mutters meaningless, incoherent fragments at first, but it didn't take long for her to start saying things I could understand. Yo! Okay. Yeah, she is pretty wounded. I assume this is more 18 plus in normal version. It basically looked like the outfit that could be like easily made the 18 plus. Okay, that's weird. Just a child. You mean like in this whole organization you feel like a child, or you have some flashbacks of your memory? The indescribable regret in Sakura's delirium spread to me. Sakurai, completely defenseless, spoke in a childish voice and tone, befitting her age. I knew there was nothing much I could do about eavesdropping on her, given the circumstances, but I still felt like I was doing something reprehensible. At the very least, I sure as hell wouldn't want our positions to be reversed. Everyone has their own little secrets they would rather never bring up, and learn those secrets, and exposing them was nothing but bad taste. Hell, to someone as proud as hell, it would have been a huge disgrace to have others learn about those things, that she wasn't aware of it. In my mind, it was more embarrassing than being seen naked. Not to mention, I was actually seeing her naked right now. Damn it. I really had gotten myself into a huge steaming mess. I knew I couldn't empathize with those psychos. But that didn't mean I could just throw her to the dogs. Sakurai, who knew nothing of my worries, or her spilling her secrets, continued muttering in the delirium. She's talking about Kane. I wonder, is she talking about the third generation Kane or maybe first generation Kane? Because there's like multiple generations of them, right? Huh. You definitely want to revive him or something, and you blame yourself for his death, basically. That's what I think it is. 3 of us? 3 of us, so we have the third person. Is it Lisa maybe? Because... Okay, so I think that Lisa, Kane and Sakurai share the same past. At least at some point, because Lisa is obviously old, but... They might have met like few years ago or something, and they had memories, and Kane would be alive there as well. Because Lisa looked like she cared about Sakurai at the end here. And Kei is caring about Kane. And she's talking about 3 of us, so I assume the third one would be Lisa. What a team. Okay, never mind, it's Beatrice! I'm sorry. Okay, so it's not Lisa, god damn it. So it's Kane, Beatrice and Sakurai. Okay? But I tried not to listen. I couldn't avoid hearing what she was saying at such a close distance. As such, I unconsciously reacted to the last thing she said. Yes, the Golden Witch Beatrice. I'm sorry, I just like... I see Beatrice and I think about Umineko. And you can do nothing to reverse it now. I'd heard that name somewhere before, yes, in Umineko. I slowly pulled it out of my vague memories. Oh. Oh, I didn't realize that. Wow, how did I miss that? Wait, how the fuck did I miss that? Maybe because we had like surname as well. I totally missed that they talked about Beatrice. So Beatrice is the Valkyria that they lost, and Sakura is the replacement of hers. How the hell did I miss that? Oh my god. Okay. Thank you for like reminding this to me, Ellie. God damn it, I totally missed that. What the fuck? Right, I'd forgotten the whole thing. In the chaos of Kane attack, but I had heard the name of the Honjo shortly before that. Beatrice Kirsch... something. I didn't know how long ago that was, but she was a deceased member of the LDO, most likely Sakurai predecessor. Sakurai was probably initiated into the Obsidian Round Table to replace that Beatrice woman after her death, which meant they probably knew each other. Actually, they were probably more than just acquaintances. For Sakurai to mutter her name while unconscious and seriously injured meant she must be someone important, or so I figured. Were they friends or something more? And my obsessive speculations was interrupted by a sudden change in Sakurai's condition. Her slender body started shaking more than it had been before. She began to writhe. She's waking up and feel pain now? She was in pain. No, worse, in pure agony. It seems like something other than her wounds was causing it. I didn't knew what it was, but it felt like something far more dangerous than simple injuries. What happened to her? No! This thing from inside of her that Rusauka put inside of her is not activating now. There's no way that thing will just like pop out of her and like kill her like that. This is not happening. Oh my fucking god, it is. Or maybe not. Oh my god, what's happening? No, no. Sakurai clung to me. Her knife digging into my shoulder. She gripped me so hard she actually tore into my flesh, causing me to start bleeding. It hurt like hell, but it was more confused than anything. What had happened to her body? And what was she trying to do? It was already clear that her wounds weren't behind it. Several seconds passed as I wondered what to do when... Sakurai stopped moving with a quiet groan. I could no longer worry about shame or guilt. I ripped off the blanket and looked over the body to find the source of the sudden agony. And then I found... What's happening? A sinister tattoo located directly under Sakurai's navel or her womb. No, it wasn't a tattoo. The decapitation scar on my neck began to arch. It looked like a tattoo at first, but that wasn't it. It was something way more dangerous, something alive. What the fuck? It looked like one, design-wise. The crimson scorpion crawled across Sakurai's skin in sync with her wild panting. What the fuck? It's like living tattoo that can kill you? The scorpion slowly but surely moved downwards. It gnashed its tusks, raised its claws and revealed in the sadism it inflicted on its prey. Sickening, human-like emotions emanated from the silent, two-dimensional being. Was it trying to devour Sakurai? I didn't know exactly what it was, but once I realized the thing was malicious in its intent, I began weighing my options. What was I to do? Sakurai would likely to die if I left her be. But it was supposed to happen when she betrayed Heldridge. She's just like mumbling in her like unconscious state. Unless saying these things is actually counting as the betrayal of Heldridge. And she don't have to be aware of that. If she speaks to this to anyone, then she will die. This is such a fucked up curse. You can die being unconscious. What the fuck? What the hell is Rusauka? Also, yeah, it's painful as fuck. So now we can see actually the first time when Rusauka is actually torturing someone. Because that's what she put on her. Great! She must enjoying this. Ah! Shiro would probably call this convenient, since it would mean one less enemy to deal with. But I couldn't be so cold. Beating them in a fight was one thing, but leaving someone to suffer in such agony was just... Especially someone in such a weak state as her. As though I hated to admit it, now that she's touched a corner of my heart, I couldn't just abandon her like it was nothing. I'd become just messed up as those bastards if I did. I had to remember why I was doing this in the first place. The entire reason I'd been on this kill or be killed scenario was because I wanted to protect my day-to-day life, starting with Kasumi, and the me from those days who would never choose to abandon a dying person. If I let Sakurai die, I would be beyond of no return. And that was the reason why I... Save? Well, there's no reason to ask her about what's going on because she's like unconscious, so we're just going to suppress the tattoo. It makes like the only logical sense of all of this. Like, come on, she's like in pain and stuff. Like, what, you gonna like to shake her and like, hey, what's happening? What's happening? She will die with this. Let's just suppress the tattoo. You can just try to use our power to suppress it. It feels like taking the action is better option. It was the only way. I didn't know if I could do it or not, but Sakurai had once managed to suppress my night uncountable destructive impulses. All I could do was imitate what she's done. Yeah, right. I remember. She put actually... She did that on the rooftop. Like, she suppressed Mari. I remember that, yeah, true. Sakurai was a degree level 3, while I was degree level 2. It seems impossible when I consider it, but it was likely that the tattoo had nothing to do with Atnerbere anyway. I had attained the Yetsiar degree. Did I have enough power to beat the Scorpion curse? That was the basic problem, though it was impossible for Sakurai, considering she was getting devoured from the inside out. Even a novice like me could probably do it from the outside.
Yoshi.
I resolved myself. I put my left hand on top of my right, then placed them on the Scorpion tattoo. It was hot, extremely so. I could feel the pulsating of the Scorpion from my right hand on Sakurai's abdomen. Get out of my way, move your hand. Do you want me to devour you? That malicious hint of voice passed through my right hand, echoing in my skull. So it really was alive. Its fight was with me. I didn't know what it was, but I couldn't have some scumbag butting in. The goddamn thing was gonna get away with a threat like that. I felt pain run through my right hand, and almost the same time I had those thoughts. The criminal Scorpion that had been nothing but a flat 2D object up until them. Wait, what? The criminal Scorpion that had been nothing but a flat 2D object up until then pinched my right pinky with its gloves. I grimaced at the pain that reached all the way to my bones, but it was no problem. Why else would I have used my right hand? I predicted it would resist in some occultish way, and there was no way such shitty claws should have cut through the soul that dwelt in my right arm. I let it do whatever it wanted about a dozen seconds or so. Then, when I felt the Scorpion grew impatient and tired, I focused all my will. Now, that was an order that allowed for no defiance. In other words, sleep. The claws let go of my finger, and the pulsating Scorpion on my hand ceased its crawling. Seems like I had pulled off. Oh shit, you actually did that, nice. I initially wanted to order the thing to vanish, but as distorted as it might have been, it was a being dwelling within Sakurai's body. I was afraid that if I made it vanish, it would have taken a few organs with it. Yeah, could be. Good call, Ren. That would most likely be fatal to Sakurai, and certainly not the end that I wished for her. She was no longer in pain, her breathing slowly evening out in her sleep. Well, I figured I could relax for now. She saved me several times now, albeit not exactly out of sheer goodwill, and I ended up overhearing several of her secrets. She might not have liked it, but with this I consider my debt repaid. I wouldn't retreat, and Sakurai herself must have had her own goals too. If those ended up conflicting, we'd have no choice but to fight again. And if that came to that, then at least I wanted to get all the unnecessary debts out of the way, so I wouldn't have to baggage later on. I hope she wouldn't get mad or wake up. I placed her on my knees and wrapped her the blankets around us, deciding to wait for morning to come. Okay. It was raining. Wow, we have actually Lisa here again. She said it's the last time you see each other. Are you going to die? Somehow? A woman without umbrella stood on the bridge, accompanied by the grotesque giant. It was Lisa Brenner and Tubal Cain. Instead of heading straight back after the battle at the club, they went to the bridge. The ocean echoed with the sound of pouring rain. It was hail. The temperature was dropping. She's smiling! Why we have sad music? Lisa mocked herself, well aware that this would be nowhere near enough to wipe away her sins. She wanted to go somewhere. devoid of people, that she ended up here. She had been betting that there were few who would come to this place so late on such a rainy night. Indeed, there were no signs of anyone else. How long has she been there? Been exposing herself to the rain for a long time. Her hair and clothes already soaked. However, she merely gazed at the shining city in the distance, without paying mind to that sensation clinging to her skin. How did you know? Okay, this is actually perfect. I'm recording this on like perfect day. It's like literally when I'm recording this, it's like, okay, what is it today? Like 23rd, yeah. So it's like day before Christmas. So yeah, it's perfect. She'd forgotten about it, even though it meant a certain girl a very important birthday. Oh? Certain girl, who's Beatrice? Or had she simply been trying not to think about it? She had feared, detested, and yet also awaited for the coming of that day. Inconsistent emotions whirled about in her heart. What was she thinking? What did she wish for? What was she doing here? Wow. These backgrounds are dazzling. Her job was over. She had completed her mission, followed her orders, and fulfilled her oath. The only thing left to do was to sit it out and wait. She had grown tired of waiting and hoping these past 60 years. Yet now that she's accomplished what she needed to do, all Lisa felt was fear, regret, impatience. But you open... So, from last 60 years, you were supposed to just open the swastika? Why you in specific? Or maybe... you accomplished something else? Was like leaving Sakurai to Ren was your goal? You believe that he can like help her? Maybe? Would her wish be granted? Would everything she's lost come back to her? Or would she end up losing something else in return? I have a feeling like she's talking about Sakurai. Superhumans who had lived for centuries often appeared in fiction. They were transcendental and had left all their ordinary worries and worldly desires far behind them. Lisa thought that was all a lie. She had lived over 90 years, lost nearly everyone from her generation, and badgered people by the scores. Yet in spite of that, she ironically felt no sense of transcendental enlightenment. Much like her aging had stopped in her late 20s, her mind hadn't matured at all either. Still that of a young woman. Even since that time, she had simply gone with the flow, not knowing what to do, almost like an awkwardly spinning with her vein. A young child called her a hypocrite, and she wouldn't deny it. She couldn't succumb to the madness from her own will and desires or build up a firm position like her peers did. She felt lost constantly. That sensation led to worrying. Those worries caused her go with the flow. At this rate, others would simply keep on using her. Her words, laden with a hint of her self-mockery, were aimed at the giant standing next to her. Okay. He was a soulless machine, a weapon. All she could do was laugh in the irony of him being controlled by yet another worthless puppet such as herself. Now that she thought about it, was it wrong to do what she did to save her? Is that what she felt? So she did try to save Sakurai. Did she expect that Sakurai to go between Ren and Kane, and she missed her on purpose to make her like heavy injured and leave her with Ren. Huh. She wondered how the giant felt about her.
よければ聞かせてちょうだい、カイン。いいえ。
True name? But right as she was about to speak his true name.
風邪をひきますよ、リザ。
Oh god damn it! Trifa! What's his true name? Why you keep this secret? Why? Why I feel like Kane is someone we know already? Or something. They keep it such a secret that... Ah, why? Surprised by the abrupt voice from behind her, Lisa turned around to face its source. Yeah, hi.
ああ、失礼。
God damn it.
驚かすつもりはなかったのですが、申し訳ありません。
バレリアン。
Christo, the divine vessel. The priest addressed Lisa by her real name. A favor the nun returned by doing the same.
風邪なんてひかないわよ。冗談がきついわ。
いや、まあそう言わずとも。何にせよ今のあなたは自虐的な行為にふけっていると感じたので。
自虐？
違いますかな？
違うということもないでしょうね、実際に。
Okay. Trifa stroked his chin as he walked towards, or rather right past Lisa.
バレリアン。
まずはご苦労。大義ですと言いましょうか。あなたのおかげで
Yeah.
第三のスワス地下は問題なく開きました。
礼なんて。
She didn't need it. Besides, it made no sense for him to thank her. Normally, she would have voiced these opinions, however.
あなたは何をしているの？
Yeah, where were you? Like, you was like busy with something before, but with what? Like, what could be like make you busy?
いえ、ただ少し妙な拍の動きを感じたものでね。時間にしてあれはスワス地下が開く直前であったでしょうか。
Okay.
どうも私しかそれを感じることはなかったらしい。まあベイはどうだかわかりませんが、マレウスが何も言わないので単なる気のせい、もしくは私のみが感じたことに何か意味があるのかと。
それであなたは一体何を？
ですからそれを確かめに。
Okay.
そこで？
ええ。
Okay. We had a flash of Kane. He voiced his answer casually, still standing before the silent giant. The priest's towering frame was over 190 centimeters tall, yet still he looked no more than a child next to Kane. With an even shorter Lisa next to them, the picture resembled a cartoonish composition with no sense of scale.
静かですね。おとなしい。おお。負傷しているようですが、すでに傷も合わさりかけている。
Though Kane couldn't move if Lisa was dead, Trifa was still quite calm in the face of that mass of violence and destruction. Lisa felt indescribable chills down her spine when she noticed the look on Trifa's face. Like, how strong is Trifa? Seriously. He's not even afraid of Kane. I mean, they're allies, so I guess there's no reason for him to be afraid, but still, what if, like, Lisa would try to, like, backstab him with Kane? He's, like, not worrying about him at all. He's like, yeah, I can deal with him. What the hell? Just as Kane... Also, oh, wait, I just thought about this. If you think about it, because he's called Divine Vessel, right? What if his body is going to be used in the ritual for Heldrich revival? Because Heldrich is basically like a spirit right now, right? He's like in another dimension, it seems. And he projects himself only as a spirit. What if his body is actually gone? Because Trifa looks like Heldrich if you think about this. Like he have like this white, not white, yellow hair and stuff. What if he's actually like a divine vessel, means like the vessel for Heldrich's soul? And he needs to be strong enough to contain his soul, basically. Huh. That's an interesting idea, actually. I didn't thought about this because they keep calling him Divine Vessel, and I thought like, yeah, it's just how they call him. But why would they call him like that? Because vessel needs to contain something, if you think about it. That makes sense. Just as Kay had said, Kane was undoubtedly the strongest weapon in the Obsidian Round Table current armory, with Bay coming in second. Oh, okay. She could declare that with certainty. But the priest, his powers she could not gauge or even understand. Contrary, to his kind and fragile appearance, the oppressive and weak presence, silently lamented by the man, felt far from normal. Though they known each other for a long time, Lisa had only seen Trifa this far up close a few times in the past. As such, there was a fact about him that she's nearly forgotten, or she had dismissed as her imagination or a mere misunderstanding. Varela Trifa, the Divine Vessel, was not the strongest of the Obsidian Round Table, but he was the most dreaded. Okay.
時にリザ、あなたは迷っておられますね。
Just then, the priest stopped looking at Kane and turned back to Lisa. Oddly enough, the weird aura that lingered about him had vanished.
仕事を終え、あとは待つのに。もともと暴れ好きでもないあなただ。それは結構だし、止めません。だが、
Okay.
このカインはまだ動かしたいと思うのですよ。
Okay.
いかがですかな？
どうして？
Lisa spoke in the calmest voice she could master.
なぜまだ彼を使いたがるの？手が足りないというわけでもないでしょうね。
それについては順序を追って。まずはあなたの悩み。
I mean, he's the strongest weapon, so obviously he wants to use him. Like, that sounds normal, I would say. Lisa raised an eyebrow at Trifa attitude. Though he was talking, it sounded more like the priest was asking for permission to complain to her. However, he paid no heed to her and continued.
あなたの悩み、その迷い、口にせずともわかります。私には妻も子供もいませんが、それに代わるものならいたしいる。
Okay, I guess he's referencing actually Lisa and Rhea or Himuro.
大事でしょうし、大事です。そうはかけがえのないぬくもりだ。たとえゆえに、あなたが抱くその苦悩、胸に迫るほど理解できます。そも葛藤の根源は、子を抱くために子を殺す。矛盾が大きすぎてやりきれない。
Must kill the child in order to hold it in your arms? What the actual fuck?
だから選択できずに流される。当たり前ではないですか、リザ。私もまたあなたと同じく。
Okay, talking about Himuro.
あなたは
For a moment, Lisa had a hard time understanding what the priest was talking about. Wishing for Teresia happiness. Indeed, that was correct. However, it...
あなたはハイドリヒ教を。
あの方は我々ごときの占領など意にも介しはしませんよ。副首領閣下もまた同じ。彼らを自分の物差しで測るのはおやめなさい。あのお二人にかかればすべてどうでもよいと言われて終わりだ。
でも、
聞きなさい、リザ。シュライバー卿にマキナ卿。あの二人もやはり気にはしない。一方は画集の虜で、もう一方はそもそも思考すらしていない。
Okay.
まあ、ザミエル卿。あの方だけは少々面倒でありますが。
The priest's form grew hazy as he stopped mid-sentence.
万一彼女の出陣が起きたとしても、いい取引材料を見つけました。
What?
とはいえ、おそらく今の調子なら必要ないと思いますがね。
Okay. Bargain chip. Oh shit, okay, that's what happened. I thought like his stigmata may be activated, but okay. Terrifa punched through Lisa's chest all the way to her breastbone, grabbing her heart and then piercing all the way through her back. What the actual fuck? So your bargain chip is Kane? You want to give Kane to Samuel? What the fuck? What's happening?
慈悲ですよ、リザ。
The priest cut her falling body as though he was embracing her, then spoke in a voice laden with affection.
本音を言えば邪魔ということになるのですが、それでも慈悲であることに変わりはない。これから先起こる未来。
Her vision grew bluer. Blood gushed out of Lisa as her immortal body began to crumble. The annihilation of the apostle carried out with one's bare hands. There were only two members of the obsidian table who could pull that off, Mahina and Valeria. In her confusion and despair, it hit Lisa again. That was undoubtedly the priest, her comrade, who had caused this situation and was sending her body towards death embrace.
バレリア、あなたはレアを。
救いますよ。
I will save her. So she's in danger right now.
あの子に性質など使わせない。
Ark of the
あな
Covenant?
たの望みも私の望みもやはり必ず叶えてみせる。神かけて誓いましょう。
God damn it, Trifa, you are one twisted bastard. What the hell? You're killing Lisa, and even though you have like the same goal, how would she get in your way if she have the same goal as you? What the fuck?
そんな。
She sensed a terrible contradiction in his words. Oh fuck, why? What kind of contradiction? There was no way he could...
できますよ。可能です。
Oh my god, what's happening?
あなたと私は同類だが、決定的に違うところが一つある。共に惑い、悩み、揺れに揺れ、苦しいほどか。私は行動に移すのです。何度でも何度でも。失えば取り戻す。取り戻してまた奪う。不毛であろうが矛盾でリザ。あなたは優しい人だ。この狂った天秤には耐えられないし、テレジアと計りにかけて私が選んだものはすなわち。
The priest dared to say the rest. He merely pulled his arm out while still holding out into Nun's heart. Get to choose. Fuck.
さようなら、リザ・ブレンナー。さようなら、我が愛しき同胞。あなたは私が嫌いでしょうが、私はあなたが好きでしたよ。
Yeah, that's what I thought. She was like thinking about them like that way. But still, what the fuck?
妹だったと言われたところで、迷惑千番でしょうがね。ですから。
Once he finished watching the nun's body fade away, turn to ash and wash away with the rain, the priest turned to the giant next to him.
あなたの遺産は私がもらい受けましょう。
Okay. Also, his mask is still here. It's Lisa Aknerbere. Why it's not gone?
ほう。やはり思った通り、彼女が朽ちてもこれは消えぬ。
Oh, so he actually mentioned this. The mask. Okay. Okay, I was like wondering like about this and they actually talk about this. Okay. That's kind of unexpected. I didn't thought them to pay attention like that in the story for this, but okay. Lisa Brenner Achnerbere, the terrible mask upon the face of that wretched of giant remained intact.
これが残っている限り、多少精度が落ちたところで、他のものにもカインは使える。そして何より。
The priest stared intently at the brusque lamp of iron wielded by the giant, then sounded a laugh.
カインの処置はお好きなようにと確かに昔言いましたが、まさかこう来るとは思いませんでしたよ、リザ。私が憎いですか。
Are you seriously? Oh my god, they blanked out his name again. What the fuck? Who is he? The priest addressed the giant by a certain name. Its syllables lost in the hiss of the powering rain, of course. Nonetheless, its mask began to tremble and creak. The giant clatters its teeth like the starved demon as it faced at the priest with the contempt, cursing him with almost palpable bloodlust. The rage and fury exuding from his body were certainly not those of the mere puppet. Ignoring the giant reaction, the priest simply walked by it, towering frame.
戻りなさい、カイン。戻ってそう。マレウスのところへでも行けばよい。彼女ならば今のあなた、従前とはいかぬまでも使用してくれるでしょう。
Great! Rusauka having Kane! Great! That's dangerous!
私はこれからリザを弔わなければいけません。
Okay. Kane proceeds forward in complete silence. His will to resist fierce enough to rend the very bedrock beneath his feet. Following the giant's stare on his back, Trifa too began his gait forward or ever ahead. Crouched in his hands behind his back was Lisa, still beating hard. Her heart is still beating? What? They can survive without the body? Are you serious? These guys can survive without bodies. You can rip off their hearts and they're still alive? Are you serious?
もう少しだけ辛抱していてください、リザ。あそこならあなたも寂しくないでしょう。昔に何度か。
Oh my god, what's happening with Lisa? Where are you taking her? What's happening? Crazed by the touch of the ice cold rain, two swastikas opened in a single night. With this, their crusade was now half accomplished. Two swastikas? What's the second swastika? Wait, what? Two opened. Lisa death is the second one? Lisa's souls opened the other one? Enraptured by the... I mean, she's still alive. Her heart is beating. I don't know. Enraptured by the sweet pain, the priest laughed as he shed crimson tears, rivers of blood pouring from his stigmata. He's always bleeding. What the hell? Hellish is not happy with him. That's the end of the chapter. And Babylon Magdalene just died. Okay. 4 out of 8. Devindra, the end. Wow. What an ending. And we are in Kasumi room for difference. Okay, anyway, that will be it for this episode, so... Wow, what an ending. I need to know more about Kane, why they hiding his name so much, and... what's the relationship between Kane, Lisa, Himuro? Is Trifa actually the vessel for Heldrich, as I theorize right now? There's so many questions in that ending. Lisa is apparently still alive. Like, her body is gone, but her heart is still beating. Okay, these guys are insane. That will be it for this episode. I cannot comment on this. Anyway, that will be it. Thank you for joining. Thank you for being with me. Thank you for your support. And I will see you in the next ones. So thanks once again. And for the Pocket Watch, it's going out.